What's up, everybody? It's your girl Kimmy here, and I'm sitting with.
Of course, you already know, Captain, aka the Intellectual Stimulator. I'm here.
Welcome to the Kim No Cap Show. So we are just two very good friends that like to talk that ish, and we want to bring it straight to you. See what y'all want to say. We'll talk a little bit about this, a little bit about that, and a whole heap of pure.
You want to say it?
Hookery! So, Captain, how you feeling? You excited? I'm excited.
I'm good, girl. I'm excited too. You know what I mean? It's been a long time coming. We've been planning this for a minute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we're going to make some mistakes and missteps, but you know what I mean?
Are we?
We're just going to get it. A few. But you know what I'm saying? But we're going to get it popping. We're going to get it going. And it's just an extension of everything that you've been doing and I've been doing.
Yes,
years, right?
definitely.
So we're just bringing it together.
Extension card.
To step up the quality, but scrap all that. We just got to talk that ish.
Yeah. I'm ready to talk that ish. No cap.
No cap.
But with cap.
Yes, with Cap. So people want to know why is it called the Kim and Cap Show, first of all, right?
Yeah.
So let's tell them about that, the Kim and Cap Show, what it really means, even the title.
Well, I'm Kim. This is Captain.
Captain.
Yeah.
So it's Kim and no cap that we ain't dealing with no lying, no, like, you know what I'm saying? No sauce, no extra hot sauce, you know what I mean?
I'm bringing the
You
sauce.
bringing the sauce?
Yeah.
But yeah, we're just bringing it to you raw, unfiltered, uncut,
Yeah.
pop culture, politics, religion, all kinds of stuff. But definitely the culture, you know what I mean? Black culture, black people specifically, and pop culture, you know what I mean? And what's going on.
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
Raw, unfiltered, and uncut.
That's what it is.
That's what we doing.
All right.
I don't want to say uncircumcised because that would be inappropriate, right? So, today, we are going to be talking about something a little hot. It's still very third-degree burn hot out there right now.
Hit me with it. Hit me with it.
The slap heard around the world. Oscars 2022. Lot of mercy. Lot of mercy. Lot of mercy. When did that happen? Last Sunday?
I can't remember the date, but I just remember waking up and, seeing it in the WhatsApp and freaking out, like, what's going on here, like,
It's still blowing up the WhatsApp. It's blowing up on all the news stations, all the vloggers, all the bloggers. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody has different perspectives on it. There is behavioral therapists looking at the body language. There is black people talking on it. White people are talking on it. Everybody is talking on it.
True.
But what were you doing when you heard the news?
I was sleeping on my couch, actually. I fall asleep on my couch every night by habit, and I never sleep in my bed, you know what I mean? And
Cozy.
So I woke up in the morning, you know what I mean, wiped that coal out my eye, boom. First thing I did, my cell phone was at like a little nightstand table, and when I stretched out, my cell phone nearly fell. So, grabbed my cell phone before it hit the ground. And I just checked the WhatsApp, and when I checked the WhatsApp, I'm not sure if it is, but I think my homeboy, Big Daddy, had posted something and put it up on the WhatsApp, right?
Big up Big Daddy.
Big Daddy, you know what I mean? So what happened is, and he posted the link. And if I remember correctly, it was Big Daddy, you know what I mean? And he's always on top of what's going on and, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sharing the links and all that. So, and I was like, what? And then I checked that link, boom, washed my face, go back, check other links, went straight to the YouTube, and I see what was going on. And that's what I was doing when I first found out. Couldn't believe it.
Amazing. So I remember seeing the footage at around 3 o'clock in the morning. You know, I've worked overnights the most of my working career, so my sleep is a little shaky. And so I have YouTube, and it kept on showing, like, Will Smith slaps Chris Rock at the Oscars. So I too was in shock. I was like, okay, was this staged? Is this real? What happened? And the more footage showed, the more realer it got. And I actually couldn't wait until about 6 a.m. to call you and discuss what Irasa Guan he. I was like, we need to get into this. We need to get into the meat and the potatoes. Sorry, vegans, but we need that meat.
And he actually did call me like about no more than an hour later. You know,
Yeah.
He did call me because this podcast has been a while in the making for y'all that don't know. So, but we've had a little, you know what I mean, false starts and stuff like that, or just put back on the dates. You know, when it started. So we were like, yo, we always keep it on top of what's going on. And she hit me up like an hour later.
Yeah. I was like, yo, did you see? And how did you feel when you saw that footage?
First, I felt it was unreal. At first, I thought it was some kind of stage thing, but when I'm watching it back, and then remember the most of the first feeds for the first day or 24 hours, 48 hours, whatever, it was like that. I think it was Australia or China, one of those countries that had the real, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
real clip, right? Because their cameras are
Uncut.
still, yeah, the uncut stuff. So first I was like, oh, it's some stage thing because Will Smith wouldn't do nothing like that. I know Will Smith, like, yo, that's not Willie, you know what I mean? So then,
Big
and
Willie
then,
style.
yeah. So then after that, I was like, I had to go over it like about 10 times straight. But I really first thought that I was like, yo, this is not Oscar stuff. This is like, this is what, this is some Source Award stuff or whatever. But,
Yeah.
you know, and not even put on Source Awards because Source Awards does some stuff at a high, you know what I mean? Try
Yeah.
to do it at a high classy level with certain standards. But unfortunately, things have went down at the Source Awards in the past. But you know, but that's what I thought. I was like, this is not indicative of the Oscars, right?
Right.
So I was like, what's going on? And of course, with all the backstory with what's going on with Will, so it was like, you know,
Yeah.
like, you know, I wasn't surprised. I was surprised about it, but I could say, oh Lord, here we go, and I could just see within the last maybe 3 years of what's going on in Will's life unraveling, you know, in certain ways. So
Yeah.
that's what I thought of it first of all, you know.
Yeah.
First impressions.
My first impression was definitely like, oh my gosh, no offense to the white folk, but I wished it was a white man that did it. I was so saddened by the most fabulous, most talented brother on the night that he was being nominated for an Oscar. I didn't even know the Oscars was going to be on.
I didn't even know too. I didn't even know the Oscars was on the night before nothing because like I'm not really an Oscars. Last time I really checked the Oscars is when the time when Denzel Washington was getting nominated for, you know what I mean, Training Day. I remember that when it was Hustle and Flow, and then you know what I mean. I think 3-6 Mafia was nominated.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know what I mean? And when 3-6 Mafia came on stage,
hot out here
you know,
for a pimp.
and of course that, you know, I watched little parts of that. But for the Oscars, my whole life, I've never really watched the Oscars.
Yeah, I used to watch it when I was a kid with my Granny Pearl, but as an adult, I never really. I like to watch the recap shows. I like the outfits after. I don't really mess with the Oscars too much, and I really didn't even know it was happening. I found before in previous years they would at least announce, 2021 Oscars on this Sunday, but I didn't notice any of that this year. But yeah, put aside the fact that I wish it was a white dude, just because I'm feeling a little embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for a lot of our melanated people out on, you know, the big screen. There was just the stuff with Jussie Smollett, Kanye West all over that Instagram, and then the parents just don't understand Star, man. Like, he did so much for music, for breaking barriers with movies, and I was just so let down. I was like, what? Man.
I hear you. So, all right. So, what's up? They didn't know what we did there, eh?
I don't even know what we did.
You don't know what you did?
No.
I'll tell you what I did. Magic. Got that light looking a little bit better. So, anyways, hit me with the next one.
So we were saying that could this potentially have been a staged occurrence? The conspiracy theorists out there, there's talks about, you know, humiliation rituals, you know, having to sacrifice and stuff like that, but you don't think that that's the case?
No, I don't think that's the case at all. You know what I mean? Ritual stuff and miss with all that. I don't know about those things too, but you know what I'm saying? But no, people looking for something that, you know, looking for a needle in a haystack there. Brother just went and slapped another brother. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Me personally, I'm still waiting for the footage of where the hand meets the face. And then the face, maybe a little flicker of sweat that like comes off from the contact, you know? But maybe I'm still a little bit in denial. I don't know. You know what I mean? There's also people that say that black men can't live this world out without something tarnishing their legacy, i.e. Bill Cosby, i.e. Michael Jackson, i.e. Prince. What do you think about that?
That's true. You know what I mean? That's just a legacy of what we got to go through here. You know what I mean? As black people, like you know what I mean? Black men in particular too. It's like anytime we get our image looking nice, clean, and smooth, polished, that's what's up. Yeah.
Yeah, some people say that, as a successful black man, you can't leave this industry without having your name tarnished. And you believe that that is something to be true?
A little bit, yeah, something to be true. But you know what I'm saying? Anytime a black man has a squeaky clean image and stuff like that, they're always trying some stuff. But they try stuff with everybody. Make no
Right.
mistake, they try stuff with everybody, right? It's not only black men, but of course, with black men and women, but black men to a larger extent, is going to be magnified, right? And the scrutiny is going to be just much more thorough. They're going to comb through all of your shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you're becoming a politician, right? Yeah, they check everybody's past. That's not a
Right.
racist thing. You becoming a politician, you're becoming a RCMP or OPP officer. They're going to your background from high school. You know what I mean?
Right.
Probably middle school, aunties, uncles, parents. Check out the whole psychological profile. But when you're black, you just know that you're going to get that a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? So when you're an actor, musician, athlete, you just got to be on your P's and
Supreme
Q's.
Court judge?
Supreme Court judge, all of that too. You know what I'm saying? They're just going to comb through a little bit more. But they do
Right.
it with everybody for sure.
Okay. And technically, it's not anybody else ruining his image. It was him that ruined his own image. Do you not find?
You could say, yeah, it's crumbling because of certain actions he's made. Some people would say some of the actions his wife made, whatever. But ultimately, you know what I mean? I don't really care for that because everybody do wrong, but we didn't need to know the whole ins and out of their life, right? And so they put it
Right.
on there so now media outlets could dissect it, some with a malicious intent, some with just a pure intent of, hey, this is newsworthy, right? And we're going to talk about it. And some of it could be helpful, right? By the fact that they put their life out there, helpful in a way that we could see, hey, for us now in the future, when if you get a little bit of platform or notoriety, what not to do and what to do in your own personal life, right? And we learn. That's why so much
Interesting.
athletes nowadays is not going broke as the old athletes of yesterday. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause we
Right.
look at their life and we say, okay, these are the mistakes those people made. Bam, we're not going to make these kind of mistakes, right? So the same thing, marriage mistakes, this or that mistakes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your personal image mistakes. We could look at it and say, hey, there's a silver lining, there's a blessing in it, something to learn
You
from
know what
this.
I see from the whole thing?
What do you see?
I see that I want to remove Will and Jada from my vision board.
No, man.
That's what I see. Because as a black woman, this couple was the epitome of black love for me in my
It was.
generation. Not just black love, black marriage, and fabulous co parenting. And when the cracks started to open, it was like Hiroshima underground. The cracks really opened. And the only thing that I would learn from this is to make sure that my partner respects me. You know what I'm saying? Respect. I don't know if you know what the definition is, but you might want to look into the Aretha Franklin song. Anyway.
RESPECT?
Yeah, well, I don't even know about you because you're not my partner. But whoever you deal with, make sure that there is respect there. And just from an outsider looking in, it didn't look like Jada had too much respect for her husband, for her marriage. You know what I mean? They're all saying, "Oh, well, it was an open marriage. They have an open marriage and stuff like that." But open to the point where you're taking your son's friend, using your punani to heal. You know what I mean?
What the?
He was broken, he was wounded, and she
you
just
crazy.
needed to feel good. She hadn't felt good in so long. That's what she said. That's what she said at the Red Table Talk.
True, she did say those things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, I don't know why she said those things. You know what I'm saying?
Because that's how she felt,
Yeah,
clearly.
but you know what I mean? Even just generally across the board. And you know what I mean? As black folks, like, you know what I mean? The quintessential black, you know what I mean, community, North American community. We don't put ourselves out there like that. That was really, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're not of a younger generation. They're, you know what I mean? Whatever we call them, baby boomers, whatever generation. But
Right.
they're not of that age where you put yourself out like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they did. They sure did. And I actually think that that slap that Chris Rock got has been building and bubbling up within Will Smith ever since that Red Table Talk. Ever since he knew that a 20 plus year younger man was dicking down his wife, writing songs about it. You know what I mean? Oh man, I couldn't imagine. I feel like that slap was bubbling up since then, to be honest.
Yeah, well, you know, that's how they do it. I couldn't do it.
If it was socially acceptable to slap a woman, best believe that slap would have been towards Jada. And I'm not condoning any violence against women. I'm just saying that anger, that rage that he had built up within him, it wasn't towards that joke. I don't think anyway. The G.I. Jane joke. What do you think?
No, I definitely believe. Well, Chris Rock was just it was the straw on the camel's back for me, right? So yes, he might have wanted to box out a couple people long before Chris Rock, right? Wasn't in the vicinity to do it, couldn't do it. He wanted to lash out, you know. He was more in a better state of mind, didn't have the opportunity, whatever. But it was like after, because like I said, we've been riding him for a long time now, right? The black
I've been
community
riding
and
him.
the white folks, we've been riding him.
Clearly, Jada hasn't been writing him enough. Or even at all.
Girl, you crazy. All right, so, you know what I mean? But no, come on now. The memes, if you punch in Will Smith's name, even before the Oscars, every single still picture you see before the video is a still picture of that watery-eyed at the red table, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's punching his name. And then he's been trying to do all kinds of stuff. He's been skydiving, traveling the world, going to South America and all kinds of stuff. And he's on this.
It still isn't bringing back his manhood.
No, but no. But his manhood's not taken.
I don't know. It was kind of taken.
About that because
it was kind of taken a little bit.
Okay, even if you say that.
Castration style.
Listen, since the beginning of time, woman is the one who does rip man's manhood. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
What?
Yes, women be taking man's manhood all the time. Women be or got men whipped all the time. If that's what you're stating, right?
Hold on a second, Massa. So somehow this is the woman's fault for taking men throughout time?
All this time that Jada's
Jada, right? Not she ain't regular women. Okay. That Jada Jezebel.
Women generally, right? Does not women
I don't think so.
Play with men's emotions?
Absolutely not. No? This is the problem.
Wait. Hold on there. Woman across the board, since the beginning of time, does not play with men's emotion. Doesn't mean she's a bad woman, but when she wants to get something or this something, she does not know how to put her sway over a man. Hey, baby, want to get my nails done. He's trying to watch the football game. Come and kiss him on his earlobe. That's the minute form of playing. That's not
very minute.
Okay, cool. But I'm saying, women don't know how to put their sway over men. Yes
There's a difference.
Yes or no? Does women know how to put
There's
sway
a difference. Men? When you have a man who is secure in his manhood, when you have a man that is secure in his manhood, he's supposed to be the head of the household. Okay?
Listen, man.
Stop y'all. This is the problem. Y'all dudes need to stop making excuses and stop blaming the women.
Yes, we could blame
bringing it back.
Man blame man blame woman.
No.
Then we could filter out which one is the truth. Okay, on a case-by-case scenario.
How does that even make sense?
Wait. Generally across the board, woman has always blamed man, right?
Because y'all are the ones that are supposed to be taking care of business.
Hold on now. Since the beginning of time, as far as we know it. Well, actually, you say you want some tea? They give you some tea because, it's getting hot. You can't stay in the kitchen too long.
You bring me tea in it with cold water. Nobody wants your bumper ass tea. Men all through the history of time have been manipulated by women. What Ross is this?
What the hell are you talking about? Woman, since the beginning of time, knows how to manipulate man. Man knows how to manipulate women too, yes, but we're not talking about that. So, we're talking about women know how to manipulate men. Now, you could say, we're talking about her specifically, all right? So, good. Why is he all of a sudden an emasculated man? He's emasculated in this particular issue.
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay.
That's the issue we're talking about.
That's his whole life. So.
But they put his whole life all over the internet.
Right, the book and everything like that.
And now, unfortunately, he looks weak.
Okay,
he looks weak.
He looks weak.
He looks whack.
Okay, he looks weak. Some people would say.
Weak and whack, Will.
You let me finish?
Just saying.
You let me finish?
Sorry.
All right. So, what do you want the man to do?
First
Wanted
of
to
all,
divorce the woman?
no, he's not going to divorce her.
All right.
If anything, she'll divorce him because he's weak and
So then-
whack,
so
and
then-
she's gotten what she needed
then-
from him.
All right.
This is the problem.
So then what are we talking?
This is the problem, okay? When you start coming and dancing outside of traditional values and norms, you have to play with the fire that comes from it.
Yeah, but
Okay?
what's-
If he had stepped in as the head of the household, as the man, if Jada, just like how that new viral video is showing, Jada tried to film him, exploit him and his rock starness, and he said, no, don't do that. He should have done that before the red table talk instead of coming up there, which I'm sure was her idea. I'm sure. Because if I was him, I wouldn't go up there to talk about how some 20 plus year younger than my wife man was busting out her brains. And she's there talking about how she hadn't felt good in so long and we've been married for 30 years. I would have never signed up for that.
No, that would have been the reverse. That would have been me, if me and you was married, right? Me calling you to my red table and telling you straight in your face, yo, this 21-year-old, me and her got in an entanglement, yo, and I bust her back out. And yo, I don't find it as a mistake at all. You know what I'm saying?
It's
I find
crazy.
It, I find it as an experience. And it was
But
good.
let me tell
But
you.
you wouldn't tolerate that. So, okay, what I'm saying is, ultimately, if the man not going to divorce the woman, whatever, you know what I'm saying? We just have to allow it. Or is she going to divorce him? Whatever. And is he going to stay? Yes, there's consequences for staying. And they might patch it up. She might, you know what I mean? Whatever. He might make adjustments, whatever. But whatever. But ultimately, it comes down to this, to bring it back full circle. Yo, he can't take it no more. He don't like nobody talking about his marriage. But he's a public figure. He's not, like I said, he just didn't get his first meal. Like if this was me, I got so much shit in my fucking past. If this was me,
And
I
present.
Get my, right?
And present.
No, in my past, okay? So if this was me, I got all kinds of shit in my past. So if I get my first meal, yo, there's people could come up with all kinds of stories about me. All types of shit people could say about me. And I don't even got a meal. And people try to talk shit about me. But you know what I gotta do?
I can see why.
I gotta allow it. You know why? Or else I'll be
'Cause
back
it's true.
I'll be in jail. I'll be in prison. This and that, the other. I'm older. I got, you know what I mean. I don't got shit to lose, like millions. But in a sense, in my own world, I got shit to lose. I got no time to be spending in prison. Because in my life and the way I come up, there's one way you deal with that. You could deal with that confrontation.
Right.
There's no other way. No talking. For the kind of shit that people have said about Will and stuff like that, in my vein and the people that I come around,
Yeah.
there's no talking or hey man, don't talk about my wife. It's straight confrontation.
Right.
No
right.
ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's straight confrontation. So,
Okay.
so what do you have to do when you get older? You just have to let it go.
I'll wait till I get there in about 50 years.
Okay, so
Anyway.
I'm not that old, but anyways, so he now's
Your
been in the
mentality
business for a
is,
long
though.
time. Eh?
Your mentality is a little back
Mentality
there.
is old?
Yeah.
Well, cool. I like being old school.
Yeah.
That's good. I want to be like these young motherfuckers.
That's
out here.
right.
So, listen here.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, bam, with these young guys now, right? Or see, you got me all fucked up, too.
Yep.
So,
Women's fault.
What?
Women's fault again.
you got me all messed up.
That's what happens when you talk a pure folk.
But what I'm saying to you is that ultimately, when it comes right down to it, right? If he's gonna leave, he's gonna leave. If he's gonna stay, he's gonna stay.
No.
Either which way.
No.
I'm not necessarily mad at him, because ultimately, are we gonna praise more black divorce, or are we gonna praise? And if there is toxicity in this marriage, are they past redemption that they cannot change? That's up against the wall, right? And make it more healthier. We don't know, right? From the outside looking in, maybe not. However, hold your thought. However, the point is, he shouldn't be boxing on the next black man because the man just say a few words. And the joke wasn't even that hard of a joke. I don't really look at it as he done it with malice or this, that, the other. You know what I'm saying? It was a really lighthearted. He even said it. After he said the joke, Chris Rock said, oh, that's light. That's light. That's an easy one. That's a soft one.
That was a good one.
You know what I mean? That's light. So it's like, it's a light joke. So what's the problem?
Yeah.
So now you're going boxing on a man? That's taking it 30 years back. He should have done that in his first season of something like that, you know what I mean? The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, when he was new into Hollywood. He was in the music business, right? But new into Hollywood, right? So at this stage of his game, he shouldn't have fallen for it. But he fell for it. But don't forget, we, and especially us as black people, we've been riding his ass too. We've been riding his ass, and we've been talking about his wife for a minute.
Yeah, but if his ass is cocked up in the air, ready for take something, okay, you're easily rode. If there was any other type of public relations management, okay, that had any type of conversation with him from back at the Red Table Talk, they would have been like, Will, your manhood is on the line here. You know what I mean? Having this conversation about August Alsina having permission to dig out your wife's back side and front side probably because she hadn't felt good. It's not going to make you look good as a man, okay?
Right.
Secondly, him hitting another black man, first of all, Chris Rock was a very easy target, okay? He was an easy target. Will Smith could have said what he wanted to say sitting down,
Right.
okay? And I just find it very ironic that the rapper who put himself out there against all the other stuff that was going on and said, you know what? I'm not going to swear, right? He made a very big stance. He could have been labeled as corny, whack, you know what I mean? NWA is right around the corner, and he's there to talk about parents just don't understand.
That's
right?
manhood in itself.
Hold on.
That's strong manhood in itself.
Yeah, back then.
Right? And no, to this day,
But I'm
with
saying,
all the other influences.
But
right?
what I'm saying
Hold on.
is that
With
it was
all-
ironic that that same person that was able to stand up
Right.
for what he believed in at that point sat there and cussed out Chris Rock on stage talking about keep my wife's name out your effing mouth
Okay,
and put the
so-
bass in his voice
Yeah, gotta put
after
that
he
bass in it.
laughed.
Gotta put that bass
After
in
he
it.
laughed at it, and it just seems
But-
very strange
But hear what
and
I'm saying to you.
unnatural.
But hear what I'm saying to you. I'm saying this because even when he first came out, and he came out with that, you know what I mean. The reason why he decided not to curse is because when he was back in remember his debut album came out in 1986, Rock the House, right? I still got that album on cassette.
Yeah.
Rock the House. I bought that album on cassette.
Right.
You know, I still have it. I don't think I could play it in the cassette player right now. Probably warped.
Right,
I got it.
right.
When he came out, so probably his early rhymes in 84, 85, early 86, whatever, right?
Yeah.
His mother found, or something like that, his rhyme, book of rhymes or whatever, and saw the curse words and stuff like that. Because he was following the trend and said, hey, you don't have to do all that to, you know what I mean? Da, da, da.
Right.
So he took that all out, right? So he stopped that kind of themes, right? First of all, his music is still fire. Remember, Will Smith is the first to win a Grammy in hip hop, right?
Big
Run
things.
DMC didn't even win the Grammy. He won the Grammy in hip hop. Right? First rapper to win a Grammy. So scrap all that.
Right.
For that era, he was still fire. And all of other hip hop fans and artists, right, his peers,
Yeah.
liked Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He's the DJ, I'm the rapper.
Yeah.
He's the Jazz Jeff and the Fresh Prince. They liked him as a group and
Yes.
respected him. He was respected
His
by his peers.
talent
Hold
is
on.
non-negotiable.
Hold on. So
His manhood is, though.
So that when all of the peer pressure, don't we talk about peer pressure? What is the real strength and real thing of a man when it comes to peer pressure? That you could withstand the peer pressure, right? Don't fall
Yeah.
victim to it and stand on your own for what is right.
Yeah.
So all the other ones is cussing, bitches and hoes, NWA, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But he could say, no, that's not me.
Right.
That's manhood in itself.
Yeah.
And not fall to the. He did, because earlier he was trying to formulate his rhymes, maybe not to the far extreme, a little bit like that, but he stood on his own and said, nah, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm not going to go that route.
Yeah.
That's a strong mark of manhood, because I could say for most people in the urban cities,
Yeah.
very rare people are not followers. Right?
Right.
We fall to the peer pressure, then blame it. It's my environment. Everybody in my hood is doing
It was
So-
him falling to peer pressure because he ended up sleeping with a Delilah. And he let all of his manhood and stuff go down the drain.
Girl, you're a joker.
Telling the truth. Listen, I'm not taking anything away from his accomplishments. Will
hear you.
Smith has done wonderful, groundbreaking things in his career. You know what I mean? But that does not veto the fact that, first of all, he ain't perfect. Yes, we're all human. We all make mistakes. But when you're at that caliber and you have somebody willing to disrespect you to that level, it looks like you're wearing your balls around your neck, knowing that you still go home and you still willing to ride or die for this same woman. She went and told the whole world how he can't please her.
Oh, yeah.
And Will Smith is the type of man that every man wants to be and every woman wants to be with. He's handsome, he's talented, he's very rich, he's got personality, he's funny. He can rap. He can get jiggy with it. All these things. So then you have Jada, who generally all black men either wanted to be with and the black ladies wanted to look like, right? Come and tell the whole world this nigga ain't shit. Pardon my language.
Cut right there. This
He
nigga ain't shit?
Yeah, he ain't shit in the bedroom. He's supposed to know how to please her. You know what I mean? She had a 20-something plus young man digging her out. Right? Open relationship or not, you guys are supposed to be the poster child, no pun intended somehow, the poster people of, open marriage and woo woo woo, bad marriage for life and stuff like that. Yet you have somebody 20 years younger than you coming and sleeping with you, man.
I hear all that.
Do you?
I hear all that.
Okay, so now when you come, you're the dude, you're the man.
Right.
You're the head of the household.
Right.
You would really stand up there, sit down, look like a completely broken individual with your head stiff and say, okay, what did you do, Jada? I had an entanglement with August. An entanglement, you mean? Yeah, a relationship. And he had to pull it out of her, but just to know that this is going to be seen by how many people. You as a man would do that?
No. If that was me, first of all, I already knew she was going to come and talk to me about something. Blah, 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 blah. She pulls me. As soon as she goes leaning, I'm looking straight at the cameraman. Cut. No, we ain't doing this. You know what I mean? And whatever. We could talk about us. We could talk about the tours we went on, this and that.
He didn't go on there. The whole show started off with, let's talk about the fact that August Alsina came out and said that he had Will's blessing to be in a relationship for 4 years.
Yeah. He got August busted.
So the whole show was based on them addressing that.
Okay. So she says, you come down to the living room or wherever. They got a big house. That's, whatever. Come downstairs. And we talk about that, and I know we're going to talk about that. I ain't doing it.
Come downstairs. Come on my TV show.
Yeah, downstairs.
And tell the world.
Yeah, come downstairs. That's what I mean. Downstairs. That's where they film. Well, upstairs, downstairs, in the blood, in the house.
So you respect him as a man for doing that?
No, I wouldn't go on the show personally.
Okay, but this is why his masculinity is suspect, because he did that. So now, that was the reason why he was made a meme. This is why everybody's been making fun of him, right? Bubbling all the way up to, now you see an easy target, Chris Rock. He's the size of Will Smith's left thigh.
He's not that,
Chris Rock is petite.
Clowning Chris Rock too.
He's petite.
Pookie, he's this and that.
He was Pookie.
Okay, yeah,
that's Pookie. How can anybody hit Pookie, man?
Stop. Leave him alone.
Oh, man.
But listen, I don't like that narrative too. You know what I mean? That Chris Rock is some tiny petite guy. He is a man after all. You think Chris Rock can't fight? Go back and watch the videotapes. When he got slapped, he was holding the whatever thing in this thing, the card or whatever with the notes with the whoever the winner is. He had it in one hand. And when he got slapped, for a second, watch it closely in real time. He went like this, bam, he got slapped. He looked like
he was about ready to cock it back.
Yeah, give that 1-2. He went pop and went. And it's then he came up straight, right? For a quick second, watch it. It's like a.
I seen it.
Right. So he is a man too. The man ain't he from New York City, Brooklyn, or whatever? Yo.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean
everybody hates
because
Chris.
He got jumped when he was in. He is, he's a smaller guy, and he talked about getting jumped. Many guys were jumping him, and he's a smaller guy. He maybe is not the best scrapper, but which man out there can't fight? You know what I'm saying?
At the same time,
not just little.
At the same time,
innocent fly.
Will Smith, first of all, looked his absolute best.
Yeah.
At them Oscars, okay? He looked just delicious. Sorry, but Will could have gotten it for me that night. Anyway, but Will
definitely, I don't think he could beat Will Smith. I don't think he could.
But this is why it's another. This is why it's another peg at you don't really look like a real man right now.
Yeah.
Because you chose a smaller target.
Yeah. The box.
He's black.
Yeah.
And he's smaller. Ricky Gervais, who hosted the Oscars for how many years, would dig real deep. You think he would have hit him?
He goes in.
You think he would have hit Ricky Gervais?
No. He goes in.
You think he would have hit The Rock?
No. He They go in. Well, no, just The Rock, just because
Just because he's huger.
right. But Ricky Gervais goes in, so
Okay.
he does say really some what could be considered disrespectful.
Yeah.
Like he has said some disrespectful, what could be really deemed disrespectful, right?
Yes.
But nobody gonna touch those guys, right? So right, The Rock because of who The Rock is, but the other hosts, it's just the dynamics of what we have in our community. So it's like I see it for what it is, right? But anyway, so you know what I mean, and that's what it is. That's
It's
what
a
it
damn
is.
shame is what it is.
But really,
On his most important night in his acting career life, he could have, well, he still gets to keep his Academy Award, but it will forever be tainted by that moment of somebody losing control. And it didn't even look like he lost control because it was very calm.
right.
It was, you know what I mean? If it was really like, oh, what you say about my woman? Ah, you know what I mean? It was, everything's fine. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And then he gets a bass in his voice.
All right.
And then another thing I saw today too that I thought was kind of interesting was the perspective of what happened when Questlove came up to accept his award. And he gave Will a hug. And they show Chris Rock's face like,
Well, no, but the facts are coming out now that Questlove, he wasn't he was on one of those late night talk shows and then Questlove he was at the side or whatever in meditation mode or something like that. You know what I mean? Because he knows he's on the bill as one of the people to win with the other contestants, right? With the other nominees or whatever. But he didn't know if he would be the winner, so he meditates or whatever, and he was zoned out in his. I don't know what type of meditation, but he was meditating. Then when they called him and said, "Hey, you won," so he said that on the talk show, right? He said, right before he got called up, he didn't know. He said after that,
you've seen his full body before?
No, don't go there. Don't go there.
I've never seen him not sitting behind the drums before.
Yeah.
It took me a little off guard to see him stand up. I was like, oh, that's a strange shape. But listen, I don't even know who else won the Oscars that night. And I'll be honest, I don't know if I'm speaking for the majority, but I don't even think people care. Nobody cares about who won. It's all about Will boxing the living spit out of Chris Rock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I hear you.
I know it's distracted me for the past 2 weeks or week and a half or however long it's been. And it is a deep, deep, deep thing to look at. You know what I mean?
All right.
And I don't know, man. Personally, and I'm a big fan of Will Smith. I just watched Men in Black with my kids the other night. You know, I look back at this brother and I was like, yeah, the first one, the best one. I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. You like the second one?
Yeah, the first one. I think the first one, yeah.
Yeah, thank you for your permission.
Okay.
Anyway, I was like, oh my gosh, Will Smith, what a talented brother. All them good movies that he did. And you never get Massa's Oscar. You finally get into the big house, the acceptance, and they gave him a Chris Rock slap right back to the field. You know what I mean? Right back to the field, man. They let him know, hey, just like they did to Whoopi, right? They let Whoopi know, I don't even care if your name is Goldberg. Use one of them out there. You see there, boy? Use one of them.
Oh,
you know?
A lot. Yeah, that's
I
how
don't
it
know.
goes.
I don't know if I'm getting too deep, but
yeah,
it's just a reminder.
That's a deep one there.
It's just a reminder because look, there was Roman Polanski, there was Harvey Weinstein, there was Woody Allen, I'm sure, right? They had controversy sleeping with kids, sleeping with a whole, like, Woody married his stepdaughter, right? Roman Polanski was in that mess with Sharon Tate and all that other stuff, and he fled to France or whatever. And then there was Harvey Weinstein, who was convicted of all that stuff. All of these men have their Oscars. None of them got banned for 10 years.
I hear you.
10 years a slave indeed.
All right. So how are we going to end this now?
Well, I think
That's
we're going to need a
episode
part
1,
two.
Actually. And actually, I think in your little notepad there, we on this Will Smith, or you on this Will Smith?
Fabulous.
You on this Will Smith thing for, from different angles, right?
There's so many different angles.
So it might be on episode 2. We're gonna follow up.
We've got the black man defending his queen. We've got the black woman's hair being a sensitive subject. People believe that Will was justified defending his wife. Was it really about a medical condition? We got a lot of juice packed up in here.
All right, well,
This is concentrated.
the second episode.
Okay.
The second episode.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm ready to keep on going. And we still need to talk about how women are the ones that are responsible for manipulating men on a grand scale outside of Will and Jada.
Shoot.
Because that's what you said.
Yeah.
I'm ready for war with that one.
Well, you know what I mean? I could get into it. Are you ready to hear it?
I'm ready to debate it.
You ready to debate it?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to get into it. Part 2.
Okay.
All right.
So, but Captain, I just wanted to tippy-toe back on this race thing because I feel like I was getting a little powerful into it. But looking at the past actions of Kid Rock, remember when he boxed Tommy Lee at the VMAs? There was no harsh consequence like what Will had.
Rock and roll stuff. That was like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you.
Was it Pamela Anderson?
Of course it was
Yeah,
Pammy.
Pamela Anderson, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was in the middle of that, right?
She wasn't, well, Kid Rock was dating her.
Right.
And I guess Tommy Lee was talking some ish, creating some problems, and he just give on $1.
Kid Rock comes from the hip hop, A lot of people don't know that. See, this young generation think Kid Rock is on that rock and roll alternatives thing.
What was that song he had again?
He's a hip hop dude. He is an MC.
I thought he was like Joe Dirt.
You know
I
what
thought
I'm
it was
saying?
country.
Yeah, something like that. But Kid Rock, he looked a little funny. Back in 1990, 91, he had the high top fade, like Kid from Kid and Play.
Well, that's before my
A
time.
lot of spray and gel in it, but you know what I'm saying?
Really? I thought he was like country /
6-7
heavy
inches
metal.
up in the air.
Wow.
You know what
Like
I mean?
Kid and Play.
Like I said, a lot of gel. That thick
Wow.
gel. Because, he got that white. He's white. So
Yeah, he's very
Caucasian,
white.
So, yeah, but he has that hair back in the days. But he's an MC. He's a good MC. He's a credible good MC. Like, you know what I mean? He's not like the poster boy for whackness and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Not Vanilla Ice
Vanilla
MC.
Ice. And actually, that Vanilla Ice narrative is a bullshit narrative, too.
Yeah.
That he was whack. You know what I mean? The first video was whack.
I like Vanilla.
But,
He had a movie called Cool as Ice.
I know.
And I loved it.
It's just that first, you don't get a second chance to make first impressions from his album, because I had his album, right?
Yeah.
I didn't buy it. I got it, though, because I'm a hip-hop connoisseur. And if you're really about a culture, you would have all of the spectrum, right, of the culture that you represent.
Excuse me.
You know what I'm saying? So I
You
had
better
that
drop
album.
that zero and get with the hero. No?
Are you
Nothing?
serious? No.
Whatever.
So, but
I thought I was trying to drop the culture.
But because hip hop was always looking for that whack MC, so we can point you out and say you're the whack MC. Right?
Oh, okay.
So at that time when he came out, it was like, okay, we got one. So everybody could pounce on.
Get him.
Right? Third base pouncing him, like, you know what I mean. A lot of other
Yeah.
people pouncing him. You know what I mean. Tribe Called Quest. Like a lot of people, like we had now a new poster boy.
Right.
Other than saying it's whack, because all MCs since the 70s said, "Oh, you're a whack MC, you're a whack MC. This is a whack MC, that's a whack MC." But nobody really called the name who's the whack MC, right? So it's just part of, you know what I mean, urban.
That's what was happening in the 70s?
Late 70s, 80s, right? You know what I'm saying? So now we have a poster boy. Because we had the poster boy, Vanilla Ice became the poster boy.
Okay.
When you listen to his album, it was just normal. It wasn't hardcore lyricism. It wasn't no Rakim, but it was just normal, you know what I mean? Pop, hip hop, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people came under that category. We didn't want to blame him. Now, if you juxtapose, and if you follow his later works after, his follow-up albums after, he was decent.
Okay.
Okay, decent. To the point where Rick Ross, just a few years ago, did a song with Vanilla Ice.
I like Rick
what I'm saying?
Ross.
And Rick Ross was very courageous for doing that. You know what I mean? But,
Yeah.
But you could take any of these rappers now, from the mumble rappers, this and that, the other. Vanilla Ice will eat them alive. Literally.
Aren't you a rapper?
Anyway, so Vanilla Ice will eat them alive.
Captain
Right?
Negro.
You know what I'm saying? So easy. Don't.
Sorry.
Yeah, so he would. A lot
Yeah.
of these new young guys coming around. The only difference is those young guys are from the ghetto and is around people who got that. You know what I mean?
You know what plays rent free in my head all
Stuff.
day?
But they're still whack.
My name Kodak Black, but when you see me, I'm white.
You know what I'm saying? Vanilla Ice would eat these
Kodak
guys
Black,
alive.
but I'm your white wife.
You know what I'm saying?
I
But
love
the only
that
thing is
song.
these guys are really from the streets, but they're whack as far as lyricism.
But listen, bringing it back to the point, black people have different things that happen to them outside of white people. And sometimes, yeah, okay, I'll admit I'll use the race card. But a lot of times I have to use the race card.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't think that if Will Smith was not a person of color, he wouldn't have gotten a 10-year suspension and kicked out of the
We can
academy.
argue that. Yes, and we could argue that because we know the history that we have to go through.
Has
right?
anyone ever been kicked out of the academy?
I'm not sure. I highly doubt it.
You know the academy didn't even want Negroes in it in the first place with Hattie McDaniels. You know that, right?
Yeah. But
And now he gave them a reason to be like, Negro, get out.
yeah. I hear you there. But that's going to be one that you could, those kind of things you can never prove. So we go on our historical evidence.
You can't prove it, but you can come to the Kim No Cap show and get no cap.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So we come to our own conclusions that definitely that if he was Caucasian, he would not get the same, you know what I mean?
Yeah, just like if Chris Rock was Caucasian, he wouldn't have gotten a box.
Right, you know what I mean? He wouldn't have had these consequences be so severe. Or
Yeah.
harsh, or what we deem as severe. Some people are saying 10 years is technically, fair. Some people are saying, no, it's too much. It should be 5 years, right?
I didn't hear anybody that said that it was fair.
Yeah, a couple of people I talked to say, 10 years is too much.
That's
right?
your people.
You know? So, yes. Anyhow.
I do with the regular people over here.
So, yeah. So, with that being said, with this being said, though, it's like, how do you prove that? The only way we have the historical evidence was what happened to us, right?
Yes.
And we know when we juxtapose it against what's going on now and Caucasians and other ethnicities and us, we get the harshest, you know what I mean? Penalties.
Sorry, I just got a message wondering, what does juxtapose mean? Asking for a friend.
I got a wide vocabulary. I use a lot of big words in them.
Can you just tell me what the word means? I don't know.
Oh, you
I don't know what it means.
Okay. So what it means is like if you take something from this, you take something from that, right? You know what I mean? And you put it beside each other and weigh it out, right? You can see the parallels that goes across, right? The connections, if there's, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or whatever.
You can get with this or you can get with that. Okay,
You can get
got
with
it.
This, or you can get with that.
I think I'll get
You
with
can get
this.
with this, or you can get with that.
Get with this.
You know?
That needs a refund. Anyway, so okay, let's leave Will Smith and Chris Rock for another time, another session. I have a big problem with the fact that you think that women manipulate men all the time.
Okay. What? Okay, I'll answer it. If you're using manipulation is the form of in its most derogatory, most extreme, in a bad light, then you can have a problem with it, right? Because you can say a generalization, this and that, the other, right? And we can say, of course, men manipulate women too.
You damn skippy
hold
they
on
do.
A second, but we're not talking about men manipulating women. We're talking about women.
No,
So hold
you.
on. Hold on.
You're
But
talking
that
about
wasn't
women.
The issue. So let's stay on the issue. Now, what manipulation means? We can manipulate things. It's like molding something for something, right? Something is this way, and you try to tinker with it to bring it over to this way. You can manipulate when you're molding a pot and pottery, and you do the curves and this and that. When you manipulate something for your own personal gain. So,
Right.
woman, since the beginning of time, and it doesn't mean that's a bad thing. Your wife, who you love, been married to 30 years, but sometimes you're not doing right. Say if you're not doing right. I want to be out in the streets and I'm hustling. Yeah, you're going to go to jail, this and that. So she might manipulate certain things in the relationship.
Is that really
Hold on.
applying manipulation in the right
Yes, because
term?
we use it only in a derogatory term, but the intention, if you manipulate, somebody's going astray, you have to manipulate certain things to pull it back your way. But most people use only the term manipulation for a person who has an ill intention only,
That's how you made it seem.
right? But that doesn't necessarily mean manipulating, right? Only for that. Manipulation is anything to interfere with for your own personal gain. So you have a man. And like I said, the lightest form of manipulation that you can all see. You have a man, you want to get your nails done. You love your man. You're not a gold digger, nothing. You love your man, but you want your nails done. I see you got a long nail, right? So boom. So you get the nails done. He said, baby, he's trying to watch the football game. And you're trying to distract him. He's like, yo, stop manipulating me, man. The Bulls is playing whatever. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. I'm trying to watch it. They're at the 50-yard line and blah, 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 blah. And you trying your best to persuade him, this and that, catch his attention, everything short of just walking in front of him, you know what I mean, half naked, right? You manipulate. But it doesn't mean it doesn't mean you have ill intention towards him. He's still your man, the father of your kids, you still live together, whatever. But you're trying to, you know what I mean, sway him.
Interesting.
Right? So if you don't like the word manipulation, okay, everybody uses their sway, their charm, right? But it doesn't mean to get their girl to do something for them or their man to do something for them. Everybody, bar none.
Yeah.
But here's the problem: when you're using it, when you don't love that person or you're not sincere,
right?
You don't have, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sincere love for that person,
right?
Or that person's best interest.
Which would be a perfect example of what I believe is happening with Will and Jane.
Right. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, that's fair.
But everybody does use their sway.
Right.
Over another person.
Okay.
Like a man might say, here, he wants love making from his woman tonight. I'm going to use my sway. I'm going to use my charm. I'm going to use it this. Or I know, you know me, I'm going to cook her favorite food. Or I want her to be okay with it that I'm going to Las Vegas with my boys for 2 weeks.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? And you know how Las Vegas gets down, right?
Right.
And she ain't going to be down with it. So you now, last week cooking for her and this and that. Manipulation. You're not going to cheat on her when you're in Las Vegas, right?
Right.
But you have to warm her up because that's a big one.
Okay. Ladies, take note. In case Captain wants to warm you up before he goes to Vegas with the boys, you hear what he's going on with right now. Anyways.
I like to cook food anyway, so anytime I'm with a woman, so I'm going to cook food anyway, so you know what I mean? And
not today. Yeah. I know I'm hungry. So anyway, we're going to wrap it up for today. Did you have a good time today, Captain?
All right, but were you?
Yeah. I could talk that ish all day, every day.
Yes.
That's what I love to do. And I had a good time tonight. I think the conversation was good. I want the people to know a little bit about what you have coming up this summer so that they have a good amount of time to prepare.
All right.
Soul City Music Fest.
Yes.
This summer. Tell the people them about it.
Soul City Music Fest is going to be back, right? It's a festival that's been running for many years. It's operated and it started with the Origin Arts Community Center.
Where we just happen to be right now.
Yeah, the Origin Arts.
Holla for bookings. Holla for bookings.
Where's the camera? Which camera? That camera. You got your own camera there, right? So, but yeah, Soul City Music Fest is going to be back. I don't yet know. It's still early within the year. I don't yet know how the structure is going to be, right? I'm thinking because the first year is going to be back after the pandemic.
Right.
I might keep it as a music-based festival.
Okay.
More than an artistic performance-based festival.
Got it.
So basically more DJs and partying and vibes. And then next year come back full force.
Right.
I'm still deciding that now.
Okay.
Also working with another organization with Rastafest Toronto. So we're trying to bring to Ottawa for the first time Rastafest.
Why?
It's going to be within August 5th, right? And if everything goes smooth, that should be up and running this year.
It's exciting.
Yeah, so we got some things going on. We got the Origin Arts and Community Center block party that's going to happen this year, right? 1 Weekend Part 2. The movie's out by the end of the month, so yeah.
Sorry, what was Part 1? What do you mean?
Part 1? You don't know about Part 1?
Tell the people.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a good thing. Part 2 is actually a mini movie. It's a spin-off kind of movie between me and Kim.
So even before we go there, y'all, my co-host here, Captain, is also a filmmaker, and he made a movie called 1 Weekend with Stacey Limit, Kimmy Bashment, and it was awesome. Played at, what was that theater called?
It was the Rainbow Theater at that time, yeah.
At that time, it was the Rainbow Theater. Sold out. Right. Everybody came and gave their support and their love, and so you are going to be coming out with a Part 2 to the one movie.
Yeah, so
1 Weekend movie.
Let me just add on to that. Bars, Boz was in the movie also. Right, Teddy was in the movie also.
Shout
And
out,
then,
shout out.
yeah, and then my boy Clev was in the movie also. And then
Big up.
yeah, Sharon Sweetness, she did a little scene,
Ah.
you know. Um,
Sharon.
yeah,
Love
Terrence
you.
the Barber, you know. So there was a couple other, you know.
Yeah.
Danielle who played my wife in that movie. So there was a couple other
Big
people
up, big up.
who did some cameo stuff in there. But yeah, that was my first um, foray into film, right? 'Cause I've
Right.
been doing film for a long time, like with documentaries and videos and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
I said that was my next step. But part two is a spin-off now. So spin-off because I got shot. They thought I was killed or died
Right.
in the movie. I didn't
Right.
die, and out the coma.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, and so as I'm rehabilitating, the girl who's by my side, who played my assassin in the first movie, Kimmy Bashment is in part two.
Okay.
Right.
Don't
So-
tell the people anything else because you still have the movie for sale, right?
I have the movie said, well, no, no
But
matter
not
how much I tell
everybody's
them-
seen it.
Yeah,
But you telling the whole business of the movie.
I have to tell that juice, but I mean, just a little bit. But
Yeah.
it's a full feature. It's over an hour, but it's not as long as like the first one was an hour and 45.
Right.
But and then we're gonna have the real part two, so it's a segue into part two. But I have some other stuff coming up, black horror movies,
Amazing.
horror movies, yeah, drama, all kinds
Bring
of
it.
stuff.
Yeah, you are drama.
Yes, I'm full of.
I'm
drama.
excited to see.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, we are going to wrap it up for today. I'm your girl, Kimmy, and I'm so blessed to be here. This is Captain.
I don't even know which camera. I'm looking at the camera, then I'm looking at the TV.
Just
then
look
I
somewhere.
can't even see your camera because your camera
Nobody,
has your own spotlight.
nobody ain't worried about you in whatever camera.
So I gotta keep looking at this camera. But we're gonna get it right. Just give us a couple episodes, we're gonna get it right.
Well, you need to get it right. Anyways, this is the Kim No Cap Show. Thank you for spending some time with us. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will be back. We're going to do this bi-weekly, right?
Yeah, bi-weekly.
Okay, bi-weekly. And stay tuned. You can follow us on our handles for now.
Yes. Go to
So you're at...
Soul City Store on Instagram, the Origin Arts and Community Center Facebook, the Origin Arts Community Center on Instagram, and of course, Northern Touch Mag, right, for any of the film stuff on YouTube, and then that's what's up.
And I am the real Kimmy Diva. That's Kimmie Diva on Instagram and Kim Lavelle on Facebook. So just stay tuned for... Don't steal my shine, bruh. Just stay tuned because we're going to be going live at some points too. And I can't wait. I want your interaction. I want to hear what y'all have to say. I just want to soak it all up in the sauce. Hot sauce. So yeah, anyways, it's the Kim No Cap Show. Thank you. Mwah! Bye-bye. That's it.
Cut.
Cut.